on the consideration of these new executive orders for the border, what changed between the time President Biden said, "We are a nation who says if you want to flee and you're freeing oppression, you should come," and now?
I don't understand. What do you mean? Your question, I don't get.
As a candidate, President Biden was telling people to come to the border. So what has changed since then?
I don't have the context of this quote that you're giving me, but what I will say is this. The president took this issue very seriously of what is happening at the border and the immigration system as a whole, right? And we have said over and over again, this is a system that has been broken for decades. Under the last administration, as you know, which was a Republican administration, and other administrations before that. And he took this so seriously that the first piece of legislation that he put forward on day one was on immigration reform. That is what counts, and that is what matters. And for the past several months, we worked with Republican senators and also Democrats in the Senate to try to come up with a fair and tough piece of legislation that would deal with border security. That was, let's not forget, endorsed by the Border Union Patrol. And that's how seriously the president has taken it. We've done this for months, and House Republicans have gotten in the way. The Speaker has gotten in the way. And so we want to deal with this issue. This is an issue that majority of Americans care about. House Republicans, the Speaker got in the way. The question really is for the Speaker. What changed? Speaker Johnson, what's changed?
Something else President Biden has promised is a more humane border policy than Trump. So why would he even be considering now a border policy that is more similar to Trump?
What border policy are you talking about?
Axios is reporting that the legal authority Biden is considering using powered Trump's Muslim ban and similar sweeping restrictions at the border.
I'm not going to get into or comment on individual policy option that's being speculated right now. As I said before, no decisions have been made. We want to make sure, the president has been very clear, he wants to make sure that our country is safer, and we need more border security, obviously, to secure our border. We've been very clear about that, and we want to do it while treating people fairly and humanely. And that is consistent with our values. But look, Republicans continue to get in the way. Speaker Johnson has gotten in the way of this. And so a lot of these questions are for him. We did our job. The Senate did their job in a bipartisan way. There are provisions in that, policies that are in that legislation that Republicans agreed with at some point, not very long ago, just last year, that they agreed with, and now they're rejecting it.
Karine, with regard to the sanctions on Russia, you mentioned that previous sanctions, you said, had been effective, in part because Russia was forced to go to other countries like Iran and North Korea to get resources. Still, though, the war is not over. How can you make the argument that those sanctions have been effective if they're still getting those resources from those other countries, wherever they're getting it from?
I mean, we believe, and I just laid this out moments ago, that we have seen an impact. I talked about Bloomberg. I talked about what Putin's own oil czar has had to do. I mean, this is what we have been able to impose on Russia has been pretty significant. It has been pretty significant when you think about another major economy, the most that we've ever been able to do on any major economy. And as I've stated, this is cumulative, right? This is a continuation, and we believe, as has been reported, that we have seen some impact here. We're going to continue to use every tools in our tool belt. Obviously, we're going to developing new tools to make it harder and costlier for Russia to fuel its war machine. That's what we're going to do. And at the same time, we need Congress to do their jobs. We need House Republicans. We need the Speaker to put on the floor a national security supplemental plan that we believe and we know will get bipartisan support. We've heard from Republicans in the House. We've heard from, obviously, Democrats in the House. That's what we need the House to do.